Hey guys, welcome to Random Analysis. This is Jay, and I wanted to make a video on the Kamikaze album cover from Eminem. This is the first video on my channel. I didn't want this to be my first video that I made, but I figured because I analyze things all the time and I try to pick it apart and, I look at the symbolism in a lot of things. And anyway, this is just one thing I had to get into and I had to check out. Some of it is disturbing, but I want to say though, I'm actually an old school fan of Eminem. I like a lot of Eminem's old school stuff. Like I probably stopped buying albums somewhere around like the Eminem Show or whatever that was, the album right before Encore. So anyway, I'm not trying to attack Eminem. I'm not trying to attack obviously any of the fans or his art as far as rapping and all that. But this, the choice of this cover art kind of it kind of does disturb me because the biggest thing is that it right at the beginning of September 1st, he dropped this right in time for September 1st. Now we know September 11th is right around the corner. And the Kamikaze we know was a Japanese airplane with Japanese soldiers, and the Kamikaze were the suicidal soldiers that would just run their planes into our U.S. Navy ships and try to sink them or take out as many people or cause as many casualties as possible. So obviously that's what the Kamikaze is all about. And these guys, these Kamikazes, sacrificed everything. Now, this is right at the beginning of 9/11, or right at the beginning of September, rather, which is right before 9/11, obviously. So, 9/11, you had a bunch of these hijackers, which sacrificed everything by running their plane into the two towers. Now, I'm not going to get into any of the various theories that are out there that there was never any hijackers or it was remote control or it was these various that's not what I'm getting into. That'll detract from what I'm trying to get at here. So basically, it seems that that there's sort of this leftist thing going on, this agenda where the rally cry now is sacrifice, everything, basically, just at a basic level. I'm just going to condense that whole phrase that they have down to a minimum: sacrifice everything. But anyway, I mean, we could just let's look at the front of this plane. Let's just go over stuff. We have Lieutenant Mathers under the canopies, giving the finger, right? And you have right in back of the canopy here, lower rear canopy, you have Spitter's 313 Division. So you got the 313. I'm sure if any of you know about the symbolism of the 33 or the 33rd degree, you know about that. It's funny how there's a 313 in there. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, well, that refers to a area code and this and that, but it's so coincidental that you have a 3 divided by a line of sorts and then another 3. That usually indicates a division of something, a divide in something, a divide in the degree, or there is a mirror image of that 3 versus the other 3. Maybe it's light and dark, good and evil, whatever it might be. Then we have that shield with sort of the Jason mask in there, Jason hockey mask, serial killer mask, and we got the 313 underneath that also. Obviously have the Grim Reaper in there. I mean, that's obvious. The 4 aces in the back, that's great. That kind of looks like a that was obviously aces. That was a term used in the Air Force, but the black spade ace was used in the Vietnam War too, to terrorize the people that some of the soldiers would kill. They would leave a black ace or the black ace of spades on the body, and that was just like a psychological thing that would put terror into the Vietnamese. Then you have FU2 moving back. on the fuselage here, FU2. I like that because that's an allusion back to Eminem's song, yeah, fuck you too, right? So I that's, you know, funny that he put that there. My favorite one, though, is the TIKCU5. I love that designation on the back. It's suck it backwards in Leet speak, but I mean, that's great. That is awesome. The other thing is, if we look back at the black circle with the Jason mask, I call it the Jason mask, hockey mask, whatever you want to call it, serial killer mask, right? He has crosshairs right on his forehead, but those crosshairs, you look at that, that's not an equilateral cross. That's literally a Christian cross. Now, I'm not going to grasp, you know, straws here and cherry pick. I mean, that could just be a coincidence, but really, it really makes a Christian cross. Now, I'm not particularly Christian, but if you are picking on a religion by that, I mean, that's played out. That's old school now, playing, you know, picking on Christians. I mean, come on. But if this is all on purpose, but I'm just saying, whoever picked out the cover art in general, whoever picked out the name to call it Kamikaze and release it around September, that's pretty anti-American. Bottom line, I don't know who it was. I don't know who's behind that. I don't know if M didn't know nothing about it. He put in little input here maybe on what he wanted to see on the plane. I don't know what the deal is, but to tell you the truth, it's kind of tasteless and really classless. I mean, no class there, no tact whatsoever. And then just release that, you know, on September, or well, in time for September 1st, knowing September 11th is around the corner. And then this becomes now, it seems like he's jumping into this leftist agenda now, where the rally cry is basically, you know, sacrifice everything. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Like I said, I'm not personally attacking anybody. It's just my random analysis on this particular album cover that happened to come out, and I just couldn't let it go. So I had to do this. I had to release this as my first video. But anyways, these are like some of the small things I want to talk about on the channel. But I like to pick apart bigger things, make maybe some. I don't like to make longer videos, but anyway, there was things I had lined up. Like I wanted the next video I'm probably going to end up doing is a little more in depth on this subject of the black cube hex and the symbolism of that. I want to get into this symbolism of what the actual symbolism is of the black goo or programmable matter. That's one video I'd like to also get into and do. Another thing on this channel I'd like to get into would be a lot of symbolism in Star Wars and that universe. So I mix it up, and it's so random. I don't want to get too political, and I don't want to get too detailed in current events and news. My thing is I just randomly analyze things for their symbolic value or their metaphor or whatever it tries to sort of convey onto the public. That's all I really do. That's really what my analysis is about, and I think I'm going to cut this video short. This is my first video. If you guys are interested, I personally don't care about subscribers and views and all that. I really don't. I'm just putting this out there for fun, almost like a hobby. But if anyone else, thinks it's interesting, you do what you want. I don't care if you ring the bell and if you subscribe and you do this all this other stuff. I really don't care. But I'm definitely gonna have bigger and better videos coming out. But this happens to be my first one. I just want to throw that out there, and I just found it interesting, but kind of classless, and it did kind of get a rise out of me. But anyway, all right, Jay from Random Analysis signing out, and you guys have a good day.